Turning on Wi-Fi hotspot. Wi-Fi hotspot is on. It is about to enter the time-lapse photography mode.
70mai are back with another discreet and hopefully powerful dashcam to record all your adventures on the road or simply to record whatever happens just in case. Is the $39 M300 worth it? Let's find that out. Hey, good to meet you, Michael here, and on this channel we inspect a lot of cool gadgets. Most of them are not only cool, but also provide the ability to record footage. Dashcams. They're a carefree, easy-to-use, reliable way to have a backup, which can sometimes be used as evidence in case needed. This time I have two important disclaimers for you. First one, kindly reminding you that in some countries, dash cameras are not allowed and you may be fined if you use such. The second one, about the origin of this dashcam. It's another device that 70mai asked me to try and test. However, although I haven't paid for this product myself, I'm doing the review as if I had, meaning that I've not accepted any interference with what I'm going to say in the next minutes. Therefore, this video is as honest as possible, and in order to prove that, let me mention that I believe the new M300 model might have a little better footage than the original 70mai, but I have doubts whether it really is the overall better package if we compare to the original and oldest 70mai dashcam. So let's see what we can find out about the M300 until the end of this episode. For $40, we can expect a rather basic device with only the most important for a car DVR features. Fancy extras are likely out of discussion, but we're going to inspect thoroughly and figure that out. Unboxing it already, on the outside it has blue cover revealing some of the highlights. Honestly, I do think 70mai have missed mentioning the most important characteristic here. There's a time-lapse feature, not just time-lapse but parking mode time-lapse, a game changer for the 70mai product line, and we'll come back to this in a moment. Let us first take out the accessories. The screen folio, M300 motto itself, apparently it looks like most of the entry-level 70mai dashcams. And at the end, here's the USB cable. The connector used is micro USB, which is okay, not up to date with most Type-C based devices, but it's fine for a dashcam. Another drawback is the single-port cigar light charger. 70mai used to include a dual-port charger with some of their models, but looks like 2021 and the electronic supply crisis are already reaching us, the consumers. The part that I'd strongly recommend to you is to buy this hardwire kit. Apparently, 70mai should correct this on their stamp. True, it's hardware, but in this case it's called hardwire. Anyways, important is that it works fine. Before going for the installation, let us also get to know what is inside the dashcam so that we can set the right expectations about performance and image quality. There is a 3-megapixel 1x2.7 inches CMOS sensor, a Sigma Star made processor, 140-degree optics with f/2.1 aperture, maximum resolution of up to 1296p, a 240 mAh battery, inbuilt gravity sensor, LED indicator and control button, Wi-Fi and therefore smartphone app. Based on the specs so far, we can conclude that M300 is a better version of the 70mai 1S in a few key areas. It has wider field of view, larger aperture, probably better low-light footage, and it can record at higher resolution. But if this last minute from the video makes no sense to you because it's too technical, let me rephrase. Good hardware, pretty good for the price point, good build quality, and features which should match the expectation for this price tag. Let's go ahead and finish the installation, and then we're going to talk about the footage. At first, you need to do some planning, place the camera on the windshield, be careful and choose a spot which is not going to disturb you while you're driving, and also make sure it's within the reach of the wipers, otherwise you won't be able to have good videos if it rains or snows. The dashcam has adhesive pre-installed, so it's pretty easy to mount, and as usual I've used the screen folio because it makes detaching very easy. Then you need to find a discrete path for this cable to the car cigar lighter charger, and you're done. Optionally, you may install the hardwire kit. It is used to provide constant power to the dashcam in case you want to have recording while your engine is off. There's low voltage protection too, so if it drops below 11.4, it's going to terminate the power supply. I find the parking mode surveillance invaluable because so many small accidents happen while your car is just parked, especially if you're in a crowded area. A good installation tutorial can be found on the company's official website. Before 70mai M300 becomes really usable, there also is the need to activate it and go through the setup process, using the smartphone app of course, which is called 70mai, and I'm going to show it as well. Let us take a closer look at some samples first. Daytime with sunshine, as expected, it's really good. Contrast is very high, so is the sharpness. This is usual for dashcams. We're not seeking for cinematic looking footage. We need to see more details, especially when it comes to recognizing car plates. Since the camera is mounted really close to the windshield, there almost are no reflections from the sunshine. I do have some remarks about the mount. It is the same as with the previous generations, and I think it needs extra attention and extra tightening. But even if it's really tight, you're still going to notice some vibrations. Roads in Sofia are not perfect, but the shaking here is a bit more than the usual. Perhaps 70mai will address this in the next generation. It's not a big deal anyways, because the point here is to have the traffic well visible, and so far the mission is well accomplished. Nighttime footage is good. Not impressive though. Due to the small image sensor, most of the lights look very smashed, and the lack of details and sharpness is obvious. Despite the fact 70mai advertised their advanced 3D noise reduction technology, you cannot trick the physics yet, so that's how far a small image sensor can go. But important is that the vehicles nearby remain well visible. What surprised me the most is that through the M300, which cost $40, I was able to recognize the car plate earlier than on the Blackview DR900S footage, which costs $400 and tends to overexpose the footage, but you can see how many more details are visible on the more expensive camera. If we film during twilight, the difference is even greater. In daytime, performance will rather be similar. In fact, you can notice that 70mai M300 delivers quite good results. The last significant component to talk about is the smartphone app. It is the only way to fully control and configure the M300, and there's only positive things about this app. Zero issues on my end, easy to connect, easy to configure, understandable and tidy. Firmware updates can be done straight from here. So, if we compare this whole package to the oldest 70mai dashcam, the company has removed the AI voice function, which I kinda miss, but added higher recording resolution, better image sensor and optics, and most importantly, parking mode, which is finally reliable and you won't miss any accidents if configured correctly. If you want to talk about drawbacks in general, the mount mechanism remarks about the shakiness, the lack of second USB port on the charger, and the usage of battery instead of a supercapacitor. Despite the really good temperature tolerance, this will remain a no-go for some people. But it's good to see that 70mai managed to make a progress with their most budget-friendly devices and gave us well-working 24/7 surveillance for our cars at a very reasonable price. So what is your take on that, my dear friends? Is there a model that can beat that in terms of user experience? And any other thoughts that come into your mind, please share in the comments below the video. I hope that all of that was useful and helped you to learn something new or to make the right buying decision if you're up to that, which is a good moment to remind you that links to all the gear shown throughout the episode is to be found in the description of the video. My name is Michael, a guy that so much enjoys reviewing cool tech. So join me in this mission and subscribe to the channel. Wishes for a splendid day and see you around.